Hey, Art Subcheck here. If you need new business, but you hate cold calling, I'm going to show you how you can make prospecting easier, maybe even fun, help you get more yeses and fewer nos from prospects, and do it all without rejection if you can just simply fill in the blanks. That's right. I want you to have my free fill in the blanks cold calling template. Now, you can get that at teleprospecting.com. Now there, you're also going to get a longer version of this video. What is going to follow will be the shortened version of this, kind of the Reader's Digest version, where I'm just going to go through the template. To really get the most out of this, I would strongly encourage you to watch the longer video that gets into your pre-call planning, the steps you really should be taking in order to make your messaging most effective, how to work with assistants, I don't like to call them screeners, as you'll see, how to deal with voicemail, and how to really effectively gather information that you're going to plug into that template so that you can make your messaging as strong as possible. All right, so go get your template right now over at teleprospecting.com, and either you can pause the video here and continue watching the shortened version or watch the longer version over there. All right, either way, I'll talk to you soon. All right, so I'm going to go through this template with you. Page 1 of the template, if you have it, is where we're pretty much just filling in the blanks. Okay, pages 2 and 3 are examples that correspond to each part of the template. So what I'm going to do with you here right now is walk you through each part of that template, and then I'll show you some of the examples, and then I'll show you how I actually fill it out myself, and at the end I'll stitch it all together and show you a finished product. All right, so here we go. First part's pretty easy. You identify yourself. I'm Art Subcheck with Business by Phone. And then we have a connection. What is this? All right, so the connection is where we're going to be using that intelligence that we gathered when we were doing our research, when we were doing our social engineering, when we're going on LinkedIn. It's anything that we know about them. So you might say, hey, I was talking to your assistant. I understand this is something that you're now experiencing. Congratulations on the recent award that you received. Or I saw your post on your blog or whatever group that maybe you both are in. All right. It's here where you let them know that I'm just not the smiling and dialing cold caller. And here is what I filled it in with. Hi, Art Subcheck here with Business by Phone. I saw your post in the LinkedIn Inside Sales group we both participate in, and it was about looking for a prospecting workshop for your 2020 meeting. All right, next part of the template. So we're going to talk about our specialty. People would rather talk to specialists than generalists. And then what we're going to fill in with is further define what that is. Now let me explain this here for you. So again, with your specialty is we specialize in working with, it could be their title, IT managers, HR directors, restaurant owners, or it could be, again, the type of organization. We specialize in working with smaller insurance agencies, dental practices, nonprofits, okay? And the reason that we do this is now they're putting themselves in that box saying, oh, this is somebody who works with people like me. And then you fill in with the possible problem or desire, who are looking for more targeted web traffic, that experience more downtime than they'd like. Now we're touching on, again, a pain or a problem that is likely relevant to them, something that's going on in their world. And you can see here, if you've done your research, maybe some social engineering, you know that they are experiencing that situation. So here's how I filled it out. I specialize in working with sales teams who have new business quotas and might not be as confident in their prospecting as management would like. Okay. Now, of course, if I did some social engineering here, if I talk to some salespeople, I know that. And if I'm saying this to a manager, they're likely nodding their head going, oh yeah, that's us. All right. Now we're going to be talking about your possible value. Remember, we talked about that before, right? Avoid pain, get some gain, make something easier. And here I have both pain avoidance and desired gain or result. And remember, this is a template. You may not have this in this exact way. You could certainly just fill it in, use it as is, and I'm going to pretty much keep to it here when I show you mine. But again, what the goal here is to talk about what your real possible value is for them. So it doesn't necessarily have to fit the wording here exactly. And here I've got a lot of idea starters for you that you could plug into that template. Certainly it's not all inclusive. And again, you want to customize this as much as possible to them and obviously base it on the possible value that you're delivering. So in filling this in for me, I simply said, and what we do is help them to avoid call reluctance and rejection, and we help them to increase their number of quality calls and appointments and sales using a proven conversational prospecting process. So again, I'm just taking the template and I'm filling it in with the possible value that I deliver, that I have delivered, that companies have received value from in the past. And you have that, and you're probably thinking right now how you could use that. All right. So the next is I like to pile on a little bit more value in terms of the end result. So this results in, or what this means is, and here's some examples of that on, I believe that's probably page 3. So for our clients, this has resulted in gains ranging anywhere from 10 to 50%. And if you can quantify this, all the better. And what I filled it in with is this results in reps being more confident in their calling and having a consistent, predictable pipeline. A variation of that would be for me. Matter of fact, one of my most recent clients opened up 10 new accounts in their first week of using the system, and that was more than they had opened in the previous 2 months. And then finally, what we're doing at the end is we're transitioning to the questioning. And what this looks like is I'd like to ask a few questions about what you're experiencing now. And then the ending phrase, to see if you'd like more information, to determine if we might have a reason to speak further, to see if this could be of some value to you. Notice, I am not asking for an appointment here. The biggest decision I want them to make is, oh, okay, yeah, sure, what do you want to know? I want them to just lean forward and go, oh, okay. That's the decision I want. That's the reaction I want. Notice how conversational that is. So here in mine, I'd like to ask a few questions to see if it would make some sense to have a conversation. And all I'm looking for there is, yeah, okay, yeah, what do you want to know? So there it is, all stitched together. Hi, Pat, Art Subject, President of Business by Phone. I saw your post in the LinkedIn Inside Sales group we both participate in about looking for a prospecting workshop for your 2020 meeting. I specialize in working with sales teams that have new business quotas and might not be as confident in their prospecting as management would like. And well, what I do is help them to avoid call reluctance and that thing called rejection, and increase their number of quality calls and appointments and sales. And we do this using a proven conversational prospecting process. And so what this is, it results in reps being more confident in their calling and having a consistent, predictable pipeline. So I'd like to ask a few questions, see if it would make sense to have a conversation. Now, again, see, there's a lot of words there, but notice the way I deliver that, and I was pretty much kind of reading that there when I'm delivering it normally. I'm even more conversational with it. And you need to do the same thing with yours if you want to have the optimal result. And there it is. That's just the result of plugging all those things into the template. And do you think you might be able to do that? I do. A couple things here. A word or two here or there can be the difference between success and a hang-up. So I would encourage you, just don't fill out the blank once. Go in, and after you stitch it all together, then look at it, fine-tune it, recite it into a recorder, your phone, to make sure it sounds conversational. Also, this is a template. It's not something that you have to say, okay, I got to do this word for word because it's written down here. You need to make this your own. Again, you don't need to do anything, but it would serve you well to make this your own. Make it conversational. Make it sound natural. Sometimes the way we write and the way we speak are a lot different. So you want to write the way you would actually say it. And then you want to, again, I can't reiterate this enough, practice, practice, practice before you go live with it. And again, you don't want to avoid making phone calls, but you also just don't want to practice your first take with it on a prospect. So practice it, make sure it sounds conversational, and then put it to work. And I'm pretty sure that you're going to show some good results with this. All right, we blew through this pretty quickly, and you have enough right now to show some success with that. But I would love to help you with some of my other material. I've got hundreds of articles at my blog, smartcalling.com. Theartofsales.com is my podcast. And I do 2 a week, and we have a guest on about every 4th or 5th show. The rest of it is me presenting material like this. If you'd like to connect with me, send an email to me at arts@businessbyphone.com. Connect with me on LinkedIn. Please do personalize your LinkedIn connection. And if you would like more information about having a customized program like this for your own organization or company, you can connect with me there at that site, artsubcheck.training. And I'm going to end pretty much the same way that I started. I guarantee that if you just do the things that we talked about here, do the pre-work, fill out the template, customize it for your prospects, you're going to make your prospecting easier, you're going to make it more fun, you're going to get more yeses and fewer nos, and you're going to do it without rejection. So thank you for investing your valuable sales time with me. I'm Art Subcheck.